What's up? Oh, my mic is too close to my mouth. What's up? It's the BorgarFox. First name Borgar, last name Fox. And it has been a fat minute since I last streamed. I hope you like that really scuffed animation. uh, I'm gonna talk probably a lot for a long time. Maybe like an hour or so. I have a Google Doc in front of me, like behind my phone, and it is really long, and I'm gonna read it. um, yeah, I said I was gonna go on break for like a month to a month and a half, and it has been over 2 months now, which is way longer, but it's fine. No one is waiting for me to return anyways, besides me, myself, and I. Hopefully the audio is all good. Um, but yeah, me, myself, and I. That's way more than that's two more people than I thought. But yeah, I'm just gonna be talking a lot, just talking about like what I've done during all this time and my plans for the channel. My brain might just turn off because I'm just gonna be reading. I'm gonna be like trying to like speak I don't know, improv, like trying to do improv while also reading my the things I want to talk about. But yeah, as you can just tell from right there, my brain just turned off for a second. But yeah, I'm already stalling. It's really hard to read. Can I just I'll move my phone stand a little bit. Okay. Hopefully it's still okay, yeah, it's still accurate. Um Oh yeah, okay, now I remember. Holy shit, this is really scuffed already. Yeah. Alright, well first, this is what I wanted to do. Um Google Slides, yeah. Okay, but first I'll talk a little bit about me, kind of like a re-debut. Not that I ever debuted in the past, but we don't talk about that here. I privated my first stream, and I think I've come a long way. I'm definitely better at speaking to myself on stream, which, hint hint, is the reason why I privated my first stream. I was so dead back then. Like, back then, I sounded like I just woke up from a hangover, slammed a can of beer, and just like, in general, like my brain wasn't functioning. Not that it's that much better, but oh shit, I switched the screen way too early. Okay, let's go back to the old screen. Oh, I had a plan and everything and I'm already derailing. uh, but yeah, anyways, a bit of history with the Borger. I started streaming almost exactly a year ago, and I started on Twitch and was streaming there for a bit until around the end of December, and then I switched over to YouTube. I've used the name BorgarFox as my gamer name for over 2 years now, and I've used it. I use it as the basis for my character ideas. Um, if you watch VTubers, then you probably know where I got the name BorgarFox from. Uh, Here is the first PNG that I used on YouTube, and then yeah, I don't know I don't remember the exact date, but later on I changed it to use this one instead. You can just look at my old streams to figure that out, and then I guess I can talk about my design later. But now some info about me. First thing you should know about me is I am a NEET living with my parents. Second thing you should know is yeah, PC specs. And yes, this is from Google Slides. I won my GPU from the new egg raffle. Took about 3 weeks, and I was only entering like 3 times a week. Spent just under 1K on it. Wasn't really planning on spending a lot for a monitor, but it came bundled with my GPU, and it cost like $550 if I remember, and I do not regret it at all. Amazing size and color. Both of my monitors are Asus, but one of them is just way better than the other. So anyone that's building a PC, my advice is get a good monitor with it, because the contrast between the monitors is actually kind of crazy. Um, yeah, and in total, like the amount I spent on like all my PC stuff is like around 4,000. This includes things like Ethernet cables and stuff like that. And I bought a Go Accelerator because I hate using voice meter, and I wanted to do stuff like this.
What's up, guys? It's me, the BorgarFox.
But yeah, um, I should go check my audio really quick. Um, make sure everything is okay. Yeah. Okay. That sounds okay. Next slide. For games, my favorite kinds of games are pretty much most PvP games. The games I have the most playtime in are League, Apex, and Phasma, which you could probably tell if you look at my channel. But in general, I play almost any kind of game that I can play with friends. I rarely played solo story games besides Nier Automata, but no game beats Nier anyway. Things I like, I'm not even gonna talk about that. You have eyes, hopefully. Not really much to say. The color blue, banana bread. I think most people like these things. Next slide. As for music, I enjoy most genres, but at the moment, I'm mostly just listening to anything Japanese. I did have a K-pop phase, and I was really into Infinite. Woo Hyun is my bias, and for my female bias, it is Benny from Oh My Girl. This list is not really the complete list, but everyone on this list is I've listened to more than other artists. And now this is where people who accidentally open the stream click off. I've watched a lot of anime, so I think I have the right to have an opinion on anime genre. I like isekai anime, and but I do enjoy like most of the genre anyway. Re:Zero is my favorite, with Mushoku Tensei and Overlord being my second and third. Okay, let's switch back. Alright, now you can see me again. That's enough slides. Okay, now I'm just gonna talk about a bunch of other stuff for a while. I was originally gonna stream off of a 2 PC setup, and by that I mean my old gaming laptop and this PC, but I gave up on that. The reason I wanted to do that was because for some reason my laptop webcam is like kind of better. I can't wink with the phone, but I can on the laptop. Like, I mean, nope. But yeah, I can't wink on the phone with my, yeah. Hold on. Can't wink my phone, but I can on the laptop, which is like the only reason I wanted to be a VTuber. My dreams are ruined and my life is over. What the? I'm not gonna swear. Like, come on, bro. My old shitty S7, bro. Like, I've had it since like late 2018, and I still have no monies to upgrade. But then I don't want to switch over to iPhone either, and I'm not about to drop like 1K on a phone, so it doesn't really matter. But my dreams aren't worth 1K. By the way, my phone gets really hot, like hot as heck, when I have VTube Studio up, so I don't really know how long I can stream before my phone blows up, but hopefully it doesn't. Let me face my mic close, or face my mic towards me. Probably close it like halfway in and then like open it up at the end again, but I don't know. Maybe it'll last the whole time. You know, at first I just thought I rigged my model wrong or something, or like the settings in VTube Studio were off. But because like when I finished my first rig, or I guess my test rigs, I was holy shit, I should drink some water because I cannot speak or think. But yeah, when I first finished my test rigs, I was using my laptop first to test them out, kind of just to make sure I could successfully transfer the rig files. And because I already knew that my phone was old and shitty, but back then I couldn't even wink on the laptop webcam, I just randomly tested it on the laptop again earlier this week to discover that I can wink. And I was like, oh my gosh, my waifu is complete. uh, but I guess I don't know. So, anyways, I was gonna do a test stream with NDI earlier. Yeah, or I guess yesterday, because I was originally gonna stream this yesterday, but I just waited until today to like get more things ready. Um, yeah, I even reverted my OBS to version 27 because like the new update doesn't support plugins. So I did that, and or I did all that. And when I was using my laptop webcam, I could wink, but everything else was just not following my movements all that well, and it was just not as good. So I just went back to the phone, which is easier for me because I already purchased the Pro version or whatever it's called on the App Store, and I don't have now I don't have to set up all the dual PC stuff and go grab my laptop from across the room every time I want to stream or like use the VTuber model. But and I don't even have a place to put my laptop either. I had it on my bed and I was just gonna have to like turn 90 degrees whenever I wanted to capture movement, which is scuffed as heck, man. I tried moving my Go XLR, which is like right under my main monitor, and was gonna put my laptop there because I could mostly see my monitor even if the laptop is open and in front of it. But if the laptop's on the desk, then I pretty much can't have anything else like my keyboard on the desk unless like I place my keyboard on the laptop, which could have worked, but then carpal tunnel. With not that I basically don't have it already at this point. My wrist hurts from holding my mouse all day when I'm reading like manhwa. My addiction hasn't stopped ever since I read like Solo Leveling and Beginning After the End. But for carpal tunnel, I'm pretty sure I had it like probably 10 years ago or so in like my preteen days. And I didn't even game much back then or anything. So I don't even know how I got it back then. I don't think I ever said this on stream, but like I only had 1 hour a day on electronics up until like I graduated high school. So even after I turned 18, as long as I was still a student in high school, I had to put my electronics on the living room table before bed. And like even during summers and weekends, I only had 4 hours on those days. But I won't get into that today. Maybe I'll talk about more about that on a different like talking stream. But going back, yeah, putting my laptop anywhere on my desk was not gonna work. Why is my... Oh, it's because my phone is not facing directly at me now. But going back, yeah, not gonna work. And my laptop is big. It's 17 inches and it's heavy as frick. Holy I need to stop swearing. I'm not gonna swear as much. I'm gonna try to censor myself a little bit. Well, I know that's not gonna last long. I swear like a sailor now. It's kind of annoying to reach out just to go press that button on the Go XLR. But I didn't really swear at all like until I was 15. But then again, I didn't really talk much growing up anyways. I maybe I mentioned this before, but I was basically mute like most of my school years. I could go like 10 days or more not saying a single thing, not saying a single word to anyone, as long as like my parents or a teacher didn't like talk to me or something. But again, another story for another time. I also have to send my sister to school in like a couple hours, 4 hours. The Emoto still, she's a junior now. She's old. I was supposed to send her yesterday, but I guess my dad forgot and he sent her, which is good. I don't want to send her. I don't want to go outside. Like since June, like since last school semester, you can count the amount of times I've stepped outside on one hand. That's how little sunlight and grass I touch. I have a very healthy shade of death on my skin. But anyways, for that animation, now I'm gonna talk about the animation. So first off, the animation I just showed, I just love how scuffed it is and how it makes absolutely no sense. I spent 2 days just brainstorming ideas before I drew anything, and that's what I got. I was like, Maho Shoujo transformation, Hulk taco scene but with a burger instead, and like backseating ghost, and that's how I got this. The original goal was to make something closer to like 5 minutes, but After I was already deaded from making this much, I gave up on that. Like 1 minute and 20 seconds already took me like 2.5 weeks, and I was just done. Which is why there's no real conclusion or ending to that. Like just a car crash and then a Borger transition screen. I did have a basic ending I thought about, which was like I get hit by a car. Like after the transformation, I get hit by a car and then I fly into a gaming chair, and that's basically how I became a streamer. But I was like, nah. But for real though, making that animation took way more out of me than designing, drawing, and rigging my VTuber model. So I guess I'll talk more about my model and the process of making it. First, I really like. Oh, let me show it first. There we go. I really like the animal ears, or how they turned out. They're probably like the best looking things on this whole thing anyway. I also really like the shading on the shirt and the pants, and the shoes also turned out pretty well. The shoes were what I was worried about the most, so I drew it first, like right after finishing drawing the face. For the jacket, I knew I wanted a jacket that was like hanging around the elbows, and yes, I know the jacket is poorly drawn compared to like everything else, but it's okay. First time, I suck at drawing anyway. um, the hair turned out pretty well too. If you know me, you know I hate drawing hair. I am absolutely terrible, just terrible. But this time it came out good enough. The color scheme was originally gonna be like purple and hot pink instead of blues, but I changed it to blues because that's my favorite color. You'd think it'd be red because my previous PNG models were red, but those kind of just happened. Let me adjust my voice so I'm less cracky and lower. But yeah, and I do have some, I do have a few expressions. I have a Borger on my head. You can't be a BorgarFox without a Borger on your head. That's a rule. I can shake it too. I also have blush. I had to get the blush. And I also have the arrow eyes. I don't know what this is called, but yeah. Okay. I'll keep the top Borger. The reason I went on break in the first place was to make this, and at the time before starting the break, I was already practicing drawing certain things like clothes and stuff, and had a basic idea of the design. So this was this was the main reason for the break in the first place. At least at first. Then I just got lazy and just read a bunch of webtoons and stuff and played Apex. Like it only took 2.5 weeks after I started my break to finish my rig, so I could have just came back at that time, but I wanted to use the remaining month or so to rest, because as I said before, the break was going to be about like a month and a half. So I finished this pretty fast. It only took me about like 6 days to rig this, and yeah, I know it's not a clean rig, but it still works, and it's good enough for a first try. Like the eye XY values and the could be better, and the face XY values could be better, but other than that, I think it's okay. Good enough for a noob like me, and it's already better than what I was expecting anyway. Honestly, learning to use Live 2D was a lot easier than I thought it was gonna be. Yeah, a lot easier than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it'd take me at least like a whole month just to learn like the bare minimum, but all you really need to know is stuff like hierarchy, making the texture atlas, and then how to assign your parts to parameters, which is basically everything, but it's a lot simpler after you figure out like what the buttons do and like how to assign deformers to your parts and then to the parameters. At first I watched like a bunch of videos and just try to match their parameters and labels, but it's not like we have the same model and like all the same parts, so there's a limit to following exactly what you see in the video. But anyways, Live 2D is actually pretty simple to learn. I'm not saying I'm good at it, not by a long shot, but the next time I draw a VTuber model, I'm pretty confident I could rig it much better than this one. Especially since now I know a bit more about designing to make things a bit simpler later on. Like for example, I just gave up on any leg movement, so the legs and pants and shoes are basically all stuck together. So like next time I'll have like exposed knees or something, or like I'll draw like a skirt or something that'll cover like the base of the legs where they meet the pelvis or something. Um, so that it would be easier to like rig it because it'd all be hidden. Um, but yeah. But I'll probably do that like in another year or so if I decide to make another one. The only thing I really struggled on was rigging the eyes, which is the hardest part anyway, so it's nothing to be ashamed of. Um, and the one thing that frustrated me was that I could not reflect my eye. Like you can rig one eye and then reflect it to the other side, and so that you don't have to manually rig it. And I was so angry, man. I could not, I could not, re- I could not reflect it. Uwu. I was able to reflect the top lash, which has the most movement, so that was fine, I guess. But everything else from the other eye, I had to rig manually again. Um, Anything else I struggled on was just basically because I didn't know the program well enough. So again, it took me only 6 days to finish rigging, and it would have taken me way less because I was only spending like 2 to 5 hours a day each day. And if I was struggling with something and I didn't know what to do, I just close Live 2D and sleep on it. And by that, I mean I just, like, before bed, I'd just be laying in my bed and I'd brainstorm how to solve whatever problems I had. It's pretty much the same process I do for all my problems, but that's how I thought of all my ideas for all my animations I made on this channel. My neurons just fire nonstop when I'm trying to catch some Z's. Another thing is that back when I first made my my first BorgarFox PNG, I think it was this one. Yeah, this one. When I was first making that, that was originally supposed to be like my VTuber model, but then I quickly gave up that because I didn't think I'd be able to rig it even if I tried. So I don't remember what came over me when I suddenly became confident enough to try again at Live 2D. Like, my drawings have improved, but not by that not by that much. I guess I just assumed I could do it if I spent enough time. But yeah. I was thinking about what to do after finishing the rig, and it wasn't until like August 10th that, or over a month after the break and weeks after I finished the rig, that I was like, maybe I should make a little animation to go with my VTuber model and like make things a little more like official. So basically, around the time, uh, so basically around the time I was planning to come back to streaming is when I just started making the animation. And after I finished it is when I decided to go re-edit those last two animations that I posted on my channel last week. And I made those over a year ago, and just never posted them. I redid the audio for the Phasma one, and it is just so bad. It's so cringe. Even I cringe when I watch them. But yeah, I also took the first shower I've had in like 2 weeks yesterday. Not that, and I'm not. That doesn't mean I was a dirty Borger during all this time. My water heater broke down, and so my family and I had to boil water on the stove and then pour it into a bucket, and we took a bath like that. So I was doing that like every 2 days or so, and I usually like to shower once every day because it feels good and I have dude smell over time. Not that I have bad BO, but it's there, and it's only in spots you usually find it, like the pits. Other than that, I'd say I'm pretty clean and not smelly, other than that dude BO, which wasn't even a thing for me until I graduated and started working. Like, I swear I had no odor other than like my house smell until I started working. So that's how you know, guys. That's how you know working's bad for you. Don't do it. Speaking of working though, I've said this before that I'm unemployed right now, and I'm just living with my mommy and my daddy. But the other week, my mom told me that I should start looking for a job just so I can have money. But she said it can be a part-time job, like usual. But and I said I'd start looking for one after I finish some things, and those things were my YouTube icon and some other stream things. Like, here's my YouTube icon, actually. There we go. I think I came out pretty good. The hands that you see in the icon are are my hands. I just took a picture and traced them, because who likes drawing hands? Not me. I don't. Who even likes drawing hands? Oh, smack my phone holder, whatever. My phone stand. Uh, yeah. Uh. But yeah, so pretty much I'm ready to go find another job at this point. There are a few things I wanted to buy but didn't really need, like new headphones, gaming earbuds, game capture card, and maybe Melodyne. Not that I know anything about mixing, but I did want it a couple months ago. But yeah, other than that, I don't really need to buy anything. Maybe a few games, but everything else I'd probably just save to buy like a used car or something. But now for games and the such, I've been only really playing Apex, and I've been wanting to play Elden Ring or getting back into playing Elden Ring, but I've been waiting to start streaming again to play that. For Apex, right now I'm in Gold 2, and I don't think I'll get to Diamond this split even if I tried. I think this rank season is just hard in general. But then again, I haven't really been playing solo rank this split. I've been playing with one of my friends, and he's basically a noob. Uh, I'm pretty sure I mentioned him before. His name's Key. He did get better, like, pretty fast, but he's still trash. Yeah, Key, I don't think I told you to sub to me yet, but he watched this, he trash. He did play, like, once or twice in the past, but only this split did he actually start, like, actively learning how to play, and, like, just playing in general. But yeah, when he first started to play this split, I made him 1v1 me, and as you'd assume, I shit on him. But we 1v1'd again recently, like last week, and he did make some progress. I've been telling him to 1v1 me so he can get better at fights, and like I've been telling him to play arenas because that's really the best and fastest way to get good at Apex. But he doesn't really do that either. His biggest problem is he moves around too much. His aim can't keep up with his movement, so he just misses all his shots, which is kind of the awkward phase of learning how to get good at Apex. Like you got the movement, but you don't got the aim, so you just lose anyways. Yeah, I was in this phase for a really long time too, until like I started playing arenas. But yeah, during those 1v1s last week, we would just use the same guns, red armor, and maybe depending on the gun, we'd have a battery. But it was we probably did like 20 rounds, and he only beat me 2 out of like those 20 rounds, and 2 of those were wingman rounds, so it doesn't really matter. I suck at wingman anyway, and I was like hip firing with the wingman for like the entire time anyway. But we did do like the 3-1, the carbine rounds, like 5 of those, and like 4 out of those 5 rounds he didn't even crack my armor. His average damage against me with the carbine was like 26 damage. Like he barely got a single bar of my red armor, which is pretty sad, man. Pretty sad. I'm not even like, my strafe ain't that good. So he's just moving around too much. He plays Bangalore too, so he's just like moving around too much. Can't land shots. But yeah, I do have those recordings from Shadowplay, not all of them, but I'll probably end up editing those together and maybe posting them later. I wish I recorded the whole thing, but whatever. I can just ask him to 1v1 me again, kick his butt again. Oh yeah, actually, the Saturday that just passed, holy shit, use your words, speak properly. I should probably slow down when I'm speaking. I was playing Apex with Andre and his buddy, and I got my first heirloom. Finally. Freaking finally, man. After like 1,400 hours. Which I guess for some people isn't that much, but for me it's a lot. We just won our previous game, and I got a pack from I think from leveling up. And I usually say before I open up a pack while I'm playing with people, be an heirloom, but unfortunately I didn't believe in my luck for some reason, and I opened it and I got an heirloom. I should have said something beforehand. I ended up getting the Wraith Kunai because I used to be a Wraith man, like most people, I'd assume. And I just like the Kunai and the animations. I actually like the Bloodhound axe just as much, but I don't really play Bloodhound. Even though I barely play Wraith 2, but I did hear Loba should be getting an heirloom next season, but I didn't want to wait. I have been saying, or I've said to myself for a very long time, if I ever got an heirloom, I'd actually learn how to properly play the game and like quote unquote get good. But I still haven't done that, even though I've had it for like almost a week now. Yeah, maybe I'll just like go watch some videos or like practice moving or something or aim. I don't know. But one thing I noticed from this season and like maybe even like part of last season too, I don't know if they like changed how wall bouncing is, but I've been struggling wall bounce like at all. So I don't know what happened there. Like I practiced earlier, just like earlier before the stream and like in the training range of the firing range, and like maybe out of like 20 wall bounces, I only successfully did it like 3 times. My voice. I only successfully wall bounced 3 times out of the 20, and they were like sorry excuses for wall bounces too. Like I got like not that much air, so I don't know what happened. I mastered wall bouncing before. I don't know what happened. Oh yeah, that was dumb. Oh yeah, the second reason why I took the break, if you watched like some of the last streams from like 2 months ago, I think I mentioned before that my PC was acting up, and it was acting up again a lot, like until last week. So to recap, if I can even remember, back before I took the break, my PC would crash during games or something. It was annoying, but if I remember, it wasn't too bad, but it was enough to make me want to take a break to try and fix it. So I dusted my PC, and it seemed to fix the problem for the most part, but I did end up reinstalling Windows on my PC really early on. Like, I kept all my files, but just reinstalled Windows, and both of those things seemed to fix the problem. But then, basically during all of August, when I was playing Apex with Key, I was crashing like crazy, like nonstop. One of two things would happen: either the game would close with no crash here, or I just get the blue screen of death, which sucks. But I thought it was just Apex being lame, like it usually is, like every season. Because some seasons, like if Johnny's actually playing, or if I'm playing with Andre, like sometimes Andre would have a problem, or then some seasons Johnny would have a problem, and some seasons I'd have a problem, and it'd like be exclusive to like one of us. But then it'd be like an Apex problem. So I just assumed it was one of those things, but then I'd crash on Valorant 2. So I tried reinstalling my graphics drivers, and I dusted my PC, and I was still getting the same thing, still crashes. But other than when playing games, everything was seemingly fine until the Fire Nation attacked. Okay, no. So around the last couple of days of August, like 27th or 28th or something, I was just watching YouTube on my PC, right? And I randomly get the blue screen of death out of nowhere. And I was like, okay, PC, you're a bad boy now. And that's when I finally had the resolve to factory reset my PC instead of just like reinstalling Windows, which was a pain in the ass. Like I probably spent more time backing up my files than I did resetting the PC. Like I gotta send my videos to Google Drive, send PNGs and OBS assets to my USB drive, and then send like my drawings to Clip Studio Cloud. I did lose some recordings I was planning to edit, but it's fine. I can always record more. But yeah, after I reset my PC, I talked with Johnny, and he said, and he's the tech guy, and his tech guy is his buddy H, who has probably been in one of my Phasmo gameplay or shorts or whatever on the channel. But anyways, after I reset my PC, and Johnny told me the problem was probably related to my RAM, and that I should turn off XMP or change the voltage. But I decided to see if the full reset, like the factory reset, did change anything and like fix the problem. So like the next day after resetting my PC, I spent 5 hours that day. Oh hi. Oh this. Yeah, hi. I spent 5 hours the next day playing Apex with Key and no crashes, so I assumed the problem was solved. But then the next day afterwards, I crashed first game in on Apex, and I was like, what the hell, man? What happened? It wasn't so bad until it wasn't so bad, but I did do what Johnny said, and I turned off XMP until like the second, which was like the last Friday. I'm doing good. I've been lazy, and I finally decided to start streaming again. um, yeah, like last Friday, I was in call with Andre, and he was watching LCS, so I decided to jump on League and play some ARAM. I know I've said it before, I hate ARAM, but I just wanted to play League for some reason. And I was getting like 90 FPS on League, which is definitely a big fat no-no. Like, nuh-uh. I didn't spend this much money to be hitting like less frames than my laptop would. But I didn't know what to do. I already factory reset my PC, I dusted it, I reinstalled my drivers, and XMP was off. So after I got off call with Andre that night, I turned XMP back on and I tested the League practice tool. And I was getting my full FPS back, so I assumed it was fixed. So at this point, XMP is on, and I go to bed. And next day, first thing in the morning, or not in the morning, I don't wake up in the morning. First thing, I open up the League practice tool again, and I crash like 1 minute in. My whole screen turns black, besides like the outline of some shapes, like the HUD and stuff, and my PC restarts. I retry like 3 more times, and same results. The PC restarts. So I pull out the RAM sticks and clean them, even though they're basically still new. I got them in January, and Andre said he hasn't pulled anything out of his PC, and his PC is older than mine. But I do all that and no change. So I go back to my BIOS, and I turn XMP back off, and would you look at that? No more problems. I haven't crashed or anything so far this week, and everything seems normal, basically full FPS on all my games. But I just don't understand, like, PC, did I not set you to speak English? Like, I had XMP on since I first got the PC, and there was no problem for like the first 6 months. So I'm supposed to be getting my like 3200 megahertz, but now I'm at like the standard 2133 megahertz. And why was I getting trash FPS on Friday when at that point XMP was off anyways? I just don't understand. I don't have any viruses. All my hardware is not even a year old. Unless Windows Update just made XMP like incompatible somehow. But other than that, I don't really know. I'm still on Windows 10 because who even wants 11? So the last 2 weeks have been really stupid with that problem. I guess all of August, I guess. My League is capped at 240, but now that XMP is off, it like goes around from like 234 to like 240, which is still good. It's still high, but before I had any problems with my PC, it'd be around like 239 or 240, and it'd only be those two, but it works, so I guess it doesn't really matter now. I did try figuring out if I could like up my RAM speed in the BIOS, but it's like stuck at 231 or 2133, and I didn't know how to change it. I installed the Gigabyte app from my motherboard and tried to manually change the RAM speed and the voltage, but it just resulted in my PC being unable to restart or like start up. So I just set it all back to normal, which is at 2133 speed. So I guess it's time to get a new PC. Honestly, I could afford to replace all my parts besides my GPU, especially since Biden got my back. My loans will hopefully be forgiven. I said I wasn't gonna swear as much, but fuck student loans, man. I ain't trying to pay that shit. I did already pay like 450 of it, which sucks, but I did that really early on before like all the date extensions happened, so what can you do? Actually, if I only had to spend the same amount for the GPU, I could afford to replace like my whole PC. But I'm not doing that. But yeah, as for plans for this channel and stuff, for the time being, I'll probably stream like around twice a week. Maybe more, maybe less. It just depends on how I feel. If I feel like it or not. Maybe I'll just randomly skip the whole week and then the next week I'll come back and stream like 5 times. Who knows? But I'll just say twice a week for now. I should probably take that off. Yeah. Since my current sleep schedule is like from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Yeah, I know, amazing. this will probably be around the time I stream for a while, especially since now I have to be up to send my sister to school and I don't have anything else to do. My sleep schedule more than likely won't change unless I get a job. I was gonna make like a little OBS PNG asset of hands holding like a burger like that I can put in front of my model, but I gave that up. I gave up on that because I started drawing it like the other day and I was like, nope. Even if I tried, probably wouldn't look good. Other than that, there's nothing really else at the moment that I want for streaming, unless maybe making a new Zatudon screen. But I could just like change the Angie burger to a new one. I don't really know what to do with streaming. Maybe I'll just think of some good ideas to do later, but for now I'll probably just do what I've been doing, which is like playing games when I feel like it. I'm also thinking about making a Twitter for this channel. Don't know if I will make it yet, but I'll put it on my About tab if I do end up making it. Not that I'd post often anyway. I've never posted on Facebook ever or on Instagram. I might just post a link to like my origin animation and like a drawing of my YouTube icon. Which another... Oh wait, no. Yeah, I already talked about that. Yeah. The last thing I wanted to say is that despite streaming less than I did in the past, since I did make this VTuber model, no matter how scuffed it is, I am taking my streaming to another level, I guess. So with that said, I may or may not start streaming on Twitch as well as YouTube in a few weeks or months, but it'll probably only be like Phasmo or League or something, but that's all I really want to say. Coming back to streaming is a good change of pace, I guess, since I'm not really doing anything anyways. But yeah, 43 minutes. I thought it was gonna take like an hour, but yeah, I guess I've talked enough. Next week I'll probably stream like Phasmo or Elden Ring sometime. Both games I'll just end up dying, so what's the difference? Just one of them. Is there anything else I want to say? I should have changed my sitting position and lowered my larynx. I guess I can, oh, I just went way too close to my mic. Move my model a little more. Well, there's nothing else I really need to talk about. Maybe Monday I'll stream again, if not Tuesday. I could stream Friday, like later tonight or Saturday if like the boys want to play something. But other than that, that's about it. My laugh is way too loud and poppy for the mic. Holy sheesh. Yeah, that's about all I wanted to say. Now this is where my brain shuts off because I finished looking at everything I wrote down. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and end the stream. Well, see ya. Wait, let me show this, Okay, bye.